Hey, Annabelle and Sarah here. We are just giving you a little bit of a political update and news update as far as we can see it. One thing we both noticed was that the media seems to be changing its tune, which is really fascinating.
Not everybody, but some unusual stories have come out. I saw a fellow, hopefully I can find a link to it. Somebody questioned him about the conditions, the horrible conditions on the border and the people in cages. And he actually, and this was a Democrat talking, he said, chain link fences were not invented in 2017. These facilities existed way before that, and the problem that we're experiencing is there's just been such a huge upswing in the number of people coming across the border. We just don't have the facilities to do it, and that's why they're getting slammed in there so tightly. And I just thought, well, hello, he didn't once say Trump's fault.
Was he a Democrat or was he from MSN?
He was a Democrat. It blew my mind.
Wow. Okay. And of course everyone's having a joke about Ocasio-Cortez, or is that her name? And, you know, crying, dressed in white at the chain link fence. and then they have photos taken that it was actually in front of an empty parking lot and there's nobody there behind it. And then she gets invited out to go and see one of the camps, and she abandons the people she's meant to be hanging out with and just tries to stir up a whole lot of mess. What is she on? I don't know. Is she just attention seeking, or is she being sent there on an agenda? It's just ridiculous.
Is she a little actress hired to sell the socialist Green New Deal scenario to the world?
Well, looking at the photographs,
Some
I'd say
people
she
speculated
needs
on
some
that.
decent acting lessons if that's the case, because it's not convincing.
Oh, and then you hear so much about, Trump stepped into North Korea and he's just a photo op, and oh God, he should be doing work, not just having photo ops.
Oh.
And then you flip it over and look at AOC, and it's like, who's doing the photo ops here?
Here's another opportunity where the press has changed their mind. Now, I work on a community radio station for classical music and do breakfast program, and we use the BBC News twice in the breakfast program, which is 6 minutes long. So you get world news in 6 minutes. You know how it is on radio. And sometimes the articles are totally ridiculous. Almost every time there's at least 2 Trump articles in those 6 minutes, maybe 3 articles. But one thing that came up when he went into North Korea, the way they presented it was, here's Trump gone and stepped onto the shores. First American president to go onto North Korea. The Pope is celebrating this as a great moment heading towards world peace. But the Democrats are saying that he is pandering to dictators. Now, I thought, for a start, that's incredible. That the BBC, this is the first time I've heard the BBC offer bi-partisan, 2 perspectives on the same thing. The Pope says it's great, the Democrats say it's bad. That's also probably the first time I've ever heard the BBC, since he came into power, say that the Democrats were doing something possibly critical that we could possibly criticise.
Interesting.
So there's a change in the BBC as well as these other outlets. You said you saw one in MSN. I've got another article that I'll link below. An opinion piece on CNN, of all places, saying something like what progressives need to know about Trump supporters. Now, those words themselves are interesting. Progressives? So are you a progressive or not? If you're not a progressive, then you won't be interested in this. Oh, most people go, I'm progressive. No, I. Well, then read it. And it's got all these different points of good things that Trump has been doing since he came in power. On CNN. Wow. So I'm like, whoa. So I don't know if it's just that the Mueller report has kind of made them stop and take a look at themselves, or that they're trying to level themselves out as something a bit more bipartisan or balanced, in that, okay, maybe he's not quite so bad. The Mueller report said that he didn't actually do anything wrong, so maybe he's not quite so bad. Or if it's just the changes in management there that have made a difference as to what they are allowed to say. Who knows? But there's a big change, and it's happened in the BBC as well as America at the same time.
Well, the chatter on Twitter is that the upper control management has been removed from power.
Yeah.
And that's going to take a little while. They're going to start to, the one I saw was predicting, this was a little bit ago, that they'll start to change their spots a little bit, start to show a little bit
They'll
more
have
of
to do
a
it slowly.
bipartisan.
Yeah.
Right.
Because people that are so fixed on the one, if they've got one channel that they listen to all the time or watch a TV show that they watch all the time, a channel, network, sorry, is the right word, that you can't just suddenly have them turn off because you've got a suddenly different opinion. You're really going to have to be very subtle and gently opening out facts, the truth, doing it very slowly so that they can see, oh, well, I've always trusted this TV network.
Interesting.
Yeah, can I keep trusting them? And, well, actually, that's not just an opinion, that is a fact. Oh, okay. And it'll take them a little while, I think, to open up. Some people won't, of course. There'll be a slow adapters, fast adapters and slow adapters.
Things are changing.
They are. We'll keep watching.
We'll see.
Okay. Bye-bye.
That's all. Bye.